Hey traders, it's Greg from Trade90X. Hope everyone's having a good weekend. It's Sunday night, and I wanted to do our watch list, Trade90X watch list edge video. Start doing this on for Sunday nights. And again, this is for our community or anybody else who likes to trade stocks. Now, I've done several videos, Trade90X watch list edge videos, one using FinViz, how we screen. I've used one using stockcharts.com, where I show you how to use just looking at the best stocks in the Dow. Now I want to show you our Trade90X watchlist edge, just using the same symbols over and over, meaning that we're more specialists here at Trade90X. We trade the same symbols over and over, and we trade usually these symbols either with futures, options, or stock. When I'm more looking at swing trades for what we're talking about here for our watchlist edge, for the people that trade stocks in our community, mostly looking at options or just trading the ETFs outright. As you know, I'm a stickler for process. So again, what does that mean? That means that we look at everything. We have a process. Everything we do is, number one, has a proven strategy that we've back tested forwards and backwards to have a statistical edge. If you're not trading with a statistical edge, you're wasting your time. You know our numbers. I talk about it every day. Now, for active trading, which we're talking about here, we don't risk more than 0.5 to 2% of our capital per trade. We don't risk more than 3 to 5% of our capital in any one session, and we focus on a minimum risk reward of target to 2 to 1. And I like to have defined profit and loss goals, meaning that if we hit the 3 to 5% in any one session, we shut it down, we review. And why do I do this? And why do I always talk about this? Because if you don't know your numbers in business, you're going to fail. You cannot scale a business without knowing your numbers. And again, it's about capital preservation. Now, I have some other videos you can go, if you're not on our email list, make sure you are at hello@trade90x.com. And also, while it's available, take advantage of going to our Trade90X Instagram page profile, and you can book a 15-minute free call and ask us anything about trading. But also, if you're on the list, you'll get our emails. But also, go to our Trade90X YouTube channel. I'm starting to put out more videos on our process and strategy. And again, take a look at that. Now, today we're going to, again, let's go break it down. Now, this can be used for Sunday night, for the week, or you can use that. You can do this strategy, like I said, at the end of each day at the close. Any of our Trade90X watch list edge videos with how we use our scanning or symbols can be used for Sunday night or at the close of each day. Now, first thing I like to always do is, again, I like to look at some data, and then I'm going to go right into the symbols that we like to trade. Now, again, Friday, we can see kind of had a mixed day. We had the Dow, S&P, and Russell did close above the open. NASDAQ did not. And you can see the bull-bear ratio right here, 57% bear, 43. So the bears definitely got the better of Friday's close. Okay. Next, also, I want to go look at the group tab. And again, what I like to look at, you know me, I'm always about understanding the following. Is your strategy have a statistical edge over a body of work? Check. Do you know your numbers? Check. I give them to you every day. Again, when you're part of our Trade90X community, no matter what strategy, I don't care if you're position, swing, scalp, day trading, number one, do you know the main trend versus the intermediary trend? I'll show you that in a second. Do you understand what bullish, bearish range markets look like? Yes or no? Do you understand what the high probability A setups are within a bullish, bearish, or range market? And do you understand when there's choppy, no edge price action, you should be sitting on hands doing nothing? Are we clear? Good. All right. So what I'm doing here with FinViz is the main trend is going to be your yearly, 6 months, and 3 months. It's bullish. The intermediary trend will be your monthly, weekly, and daily. And when I'm looking at swing trades, the more bullish it is, the higher the probability trade. If I'm taking a bearish trade, the more, if these are all red, the higher the probability that we have a bearish trade. And if I can't figure out, I have no business trading it. And if I can't figure it out, I'm going to immediately default always to our day or scalp trading. Okay. So now that we've looked at that, let's go look at the fear and greed index. Again, bulls are controlling right now. Check. Barchart.com, go to stocks. And again, everything I show you here is free. I give you the goods every single day, whether I'm doing pre-market, post-market, weekend, lessons like I'm doing right now. I give you the goods, and then it's up to you to remember, I can only lead the horse to water. I can't make you drink it. But again, I give you to contact us at hello@trade90x.com. Go to our Trade90X page profile on Instagram and book a 15-minute free call. I give you all the opportunities to ask questions. So right now, based on the 50-day moving average over the last month, we're bullish. Now, I always like to look at the 200 as well, and we're bullish. So we can see that the trend right now is bullish. Let's go look at the Commitment to Trader report, which only comes out on Friday, which came out Friday, and I did it. If you caught my Trade90X weekend breakdown, again, the Commitment to Trader report is very simply the smart money. It is basically the Commitment to Trader report comes out weekly on all the key symbols. Now, I focus in immediately on the indices, especially the S&P, because it represents 75% of the market. And the 85% of the order flow in any one of these symbols is controlled by your banks, institution, hedge funds, not retail traders. And I don't give a crap what anybody tells you on CNBC or anybody else. I give you the facts, not fiction. 85%, okay, of the order flow in the S&P is bullish versus 14%. That tells us until we see a personality change, bullish bias is where we want to trade in the favor of. Then also stockcharts.com. Again, I'm going to look at the overall market. And again, I'm always going to look at that main trend versus short term. That's why I love this tool. And the Dow, S&P, NASDAQ. And also, let me just put this in here. The Russell. Hold on a second. So your NYA and your Russell. Remember, all I care about is, again, if we're bullish, bearish, or range. Bullish is lower left to upper right. Bearish, upper left to lower right. Okay, let me put in Apple so you can see it, because it's one of the symbols that we do trade. All right, let's get that in there. There we go. So again, lower left to upper right is bullish. Upper left to lower right is bearish. Equal highs, equal lows, like an apple, is a range. Okay, and what do I talk about every day? Number one, you have to know your strategy. Is it have a statistical edge over body work? Check. Do you know your numbers? I give it to you every day. Check. 3, do you know what bullish, bearish, range market looks like? You should by now, because I talk about it every single day. And then, do you know what the A setups are within a bullish, bearish, and range market? In a bullish and bearish range market, whether you're trading, no matter what time frame you're trading, it's momentum into pullback and pauses. Those momentum into pullback and pauses is where we enter into a bullish, bearish trend. Ranges equal highs, equal lows. The middle is not where we want to trade. We want to look for obvious bullish rejections at the bottom third to fade long, or obvious bearish rejections at the top third of a range to trade short. Those are the trades we look for. Otherwise, we pass, and we look for those trades until price can prove above and below the range for bullish, bearish momentum. I talk about this every day, so hopefully you're getting it. Now, the other thing that I also like to look at is I like to look especially at the VIX, 10-year and dollar, but mostly the VIX. If the VIX is moving down with clarity, that's bullish for markets. If it's moving up, it's bearish. If it's sideways, then it's indecision. Right now, we're moving down, but we're at the bottom of the range. We just need to pay attention to that. So right now, what we're seeing is we are seeing more of a bullish bias, long and short term, based on real data. Now, once we do that, we go to the charts. Let me just add right here. Okay, good. So now, what are the rules? As I talked about, I mentioned, number one, before you do anything, your strategy has got to be proven with a statistical edge. And your part, now what we call in the Trade90X, we have what's called the earn the right to trade live process. That's whether you're position trading, swing trading, day, or scalp. You're going to go through rigorous back testing and replay to prove that you have a statistical edge. And I go through my strategy every single day in the pre-market, post-market, and weekend lessons. Doesn't matter what symbol you trade. So again, what I'm looking for is the strategy tested to have an edge? Yes. Do I know my numbers? Yes. Do I know what a bullish, bearish range market looks like? Yes. Do I know what the A setups look like in a bullish, bearish range market? Yes, I do. Okay. Do I know how to journal? Yes, I do when I'm done. And have I mastered those entry, stop, and setups? Yes, we have, and I go through it every day. So this Trade90X watch list edge training lesson is about like I said, the other two, we used FinViz for scanning. I used stockcharts.com last time to show you this one using Dow stocks, just the Dow 30. Okay, but again, what I want to also look at is I want to look at the sector ETF. So basically, hold on a second, where are we? S&P, there we go. And we got the SPY, of course, XLY, XLC, XLK, XLY right here. Beautiful. And we can see that the S&P is going up. And again, and then I want to see how many of the sectors are in sync with us. Okay. Once I do that, then I'm going to go to the chart. And again, this trade watch list. And again, you can do this on Sunday night. It's Sunday night right now, or you can also do this at the close of each day. Now I have my symbols right here to the right here. Let me just pull it here. All right, so the symbols that I like to trade are basically the Dow, S&P, Russell, NASDAQ. I like to also trade, Bitcoin is more of a longer term hold. I have the ETF here or just regular one. I like to look at gold, oil, TLT bonds, and then stocks, typically Tesla, Google, Amazon, Apple, Meta, NVIDIA, and also Mara, that is a Bitcoin miner. These are the ones that I look at literally every single day. Now, the reason I have VTI, SCHD, and JPQ and BITO up here is because these are also part of my retirement stocks as well. So I keep an eye on those. But let me show you this ones that, again, the ones that we're going to trade every single day over and over. And I literally, I'm going to show you how to check it Sunday night, every day. And you'll be able to do this pre-market, post-market every day, looking for those trades. And again, as you know, when I do in the morning, I do this to look for longer term position, swing, day, or scalp trades. All right, so here are the symbols. Now, here are the tools. Now, I always start with somewhere between a 15 and 30-minute chart. Okay, I'm going to give you the tools that I use. Okay, so here is the yearly high-low in gray, the monthly high-low in orange, the purple high-low is the weekly, and then I use the previous day's range in black right here. Let me just try to make it a little bit thicker. And this gives me the short-term bias. Okay, so that's what the tools are. Now, you know the numbers, you know the tools. I'll give this, by the way, I do this every day, every weekend. And then let's now do the setups, and then I'll give you the actual steps, and then we'll go through these symbols and see what trades we have. So what I'm looking for is the short-term previous day's range high. Go to a 15-minute so we can see a little more structure. So previous day's high, black, low, the midpoint. Here is your open. Now the markets are not open right now, but I'm using ETFs, and also the previous day's close right here. Okay, so now anything above the previous day's range or below tells us we potentially have bullish or bearish momentum. I'm going to show you in a second. Anything that's range bound tells you that day that we are buyers and sellers agree on price, and we have a range situation. Now, I will tell you, I have no interest in swing trades when price is inside the range. I'm only interested when we have bullish or bearish momentum for setups. Now, let me show you what that looks like. And then I'm going to show you the actual steps. So bullish momentum, remember I talked about ranges, bottom, middle, top. I have no interest in trading the middle. I want to see clear higher highs, higher lows. Okay. The momentum into pullback and pauses right there again. And I have other videos on that. So check out our Trade90X YouTube channel for that. But right here, I only am interested in bullish momentum trades if it's above the previous day's range, giving us clear higher highs, higher lows. The momentum into pullback and pauses is where we look for trades. If we're below, I want to see clear lower highs, lower lows. The momentum into pullback and pauses where I'm looking for bearish momentum trades. I have no interest, okay? I have no interest in trading swing trades above and below. All right. So now let's go through the actual steps. Okay. So again, this is part of the Trade90X Earn the Right to Trade Live one chart view. This can be used for position swing, day, and scalp. And we're talking about looking at opportunities, the same symbols every single day, and we check them on Sunday night, or we will check them. And what I'm looking for is, number one, of course, I just want you to think about this. The more obvious the bullish market is with the data and overall market, the more opportunity that we're going to have a bullish trade. Now, what helps me separate and determine what symbols I even want to think about is I won't even think about it if we don't have bullish momentum. If I'm looking for a bullish trade and I don't have bullish momentum above the previous day's range, I'm not even going to look at it that day. If I'm looking for a bearish trade below and I don't have that lower high, lower low below, well, then what it does is it immediately simplifies my list on what to trade. All right, so let's go to the steps now. So step number one is always, I'm going to go to the weekly. And I go to the weekly because I want to know what the bigger trend is first. Okay. I always want to trade. I prefer to trade with the bigger trend. Now, I will tell you, when you are when you're a newer trader, we want you only trading with the trend. Now, if you're a very seasoned trader, with the Trade90X Earn the Right to Trade Live process, and you've been doing this for over 6 months with consistency, then there are some times when you can trade against a trend. But again, I don't recommend taking the majority of trades like that. The more that you trade with the power of the market, the more likely you're going to have success. Now, hopefully your job is in step number one, are we lower left to upper right for bullish, upper left, lower right for bearish, equal highs, equal lows, or we don't know? Well, we are moving lower left to upper right. In step number one also, what I want to do is take a red horizontal line, and I call these decision points that come from the monthly and weekly. And what decision points are the following. They basically are where we have red and green candles where prices paused and taken off quickly. And those three areas are right here. Okay. Now, I don't want to trade into those. Okay. So now we're starting to break out. So step number two, I'm going to go anywhere from a 15-minute to 30-minute. I've got the decision points in, and then now we've got the tools. You got the previous day's range, weekly, monthly, yearly, with the open and previous day's close. And look at what happened here Friday. I'm going to go to the 15-minute chart. So right now, we did not get the bearish momentum. We did not get this. What we got was, we call this the fake out breakout, and price went from it looked like the bears had it back to a bullish momentum right here. But again, we weren't above or below. So for me on Friday, SPY didn't really give us a setup. Now, I'm going to put two red lines here, just so we hear right there. So this is going to be your new range going into Monday. So again, what I'm looking for since we have more of a bull bias, what I'm going to be looking for is this. So if we get something like that, I will have interest in the SPY. Okay. Let's go to the NASDAQ. Same thing. Step number one, I'm going to go to the weekly. And again, this is what I do every single day. I break down the symbols. Number one, go to the weekly. What is that bigger trend? It's moving lower left to upper right. Where is price paused and left the station quickly? We use red and green candles. And just put the most recent. And again, I don't want to trade into these levels either. They're very important. I go to the 15 or 30-minute. And then I look at the tools and the decision points. And there we go. We can see also the QQQ did not give us that bearish bias trade. So now this is going to be the new high-low coming in. So again, since I have more of a bull bias, I'm going to be looking for this. Now, as I mentioned to you, if we get this and you're a more seasoned trader, because this would be going against the main trend. But if you're more of a seasoned trader and we break below, I have no problem with the counter trend trading. But the newer traders, until you've proven consistency in the earn the right to trade live process, we want you sticking with the trend. So right now, that's what we're going to be looking for on QQQ. This is how we set it up. And what's beautiful about the earn the right to trade live process is you've back tested it to have an edge. You know what your edge setups are for swing trading, either bullish momentum or bearish momentum above or below the range. You know the actual tools. The tools quickly help you determine. You know the setup. So I'm looking for higher highs, higher lows. I'm using those momentum into pullback or pauses for the entries. Same thing below. I'm looking for lower highs, lower lows below the previous day's range, looking for those momentum into pullback and pauses. Okay. Now I'm going to do another video coming out soon where I'm going to talk more about the entries. I'm going to do just one just on kind of mastering the entry, stops, targets, and management. And I'm going to come out with that soon and put it up on YouTube. And also, if you're signed up at Hello at Trade90X, our email list, you'll receive it. All right, so now let's go look at, again, and once you get good at this, once you understand this, you can run through these symbols real quick. So again, step number one, I go to the weekly. And again, we're moving lower left to upper right. And then also in step number one, where are the areas where the red and green candles paused and price took off quickly? And we can see now we're starting to break out. And again, let's go to that 15-minute. All right, so now we can see on Friday, we did not break above or below. It was an inside day. So just to let you know, when we have an inside day, I will, what I'm going to do again is for me, because we also day and scalp, when I get really strong inside days, then I look to trade these again for my scalp and day trading strategies. Now, again, here's going to be your new high. Here's going to be your new low and high. So what I'm going to be looking for also on the Dow is, because we have more of a bull bias, do I get the higher high, higher low? And again, just so you know, so for me, NASDAQ is always our first choice. If S&P is always our first choice. If we get S&P, I'll look to that. But if not, I don't care which symbol I trade. Remember, all I care about is, do I have a statistical edge over a body of work? Do I know my numbers? Check. Do I understand what bullish bearish ranges look like? And I have the tools that I'm giving you here that are predictive, not lagging. These tools are here before, not after, every single day. And then our job is to determine, if the market has more of a bull bias, which one of the symbols we trade has the best trade. Again, we're talking about swing trading now above the previous day's range, making those clear higher highs, higher lows, momentum into pullback or pauses. Or if we do get a strong downtrend below, and it is counter trend, again, that's for more seasoned traders, not the newer traders. So again, now let's go do the Russell. Same thing. Let's go step number one. And it's always the same. Like I said, there's no different. I don't change. Every day is the same. Statistical edge, know your numbers, master what bullish bearish range looks like, master what the A setups are, bullish momentum, bearish momentum, range setups, using the tools. The tools quickly help determine which has the best. And then we've given you all our risk and money management. And now then it's up to you also. Once you have that edge, ask questions. If you're not sending me your charts and answering questions, that's on you. I can't make the horse drink the water. I can lead you to the water, can't make you drink it. All right. So we can see the Russell has now kind of broken through this sideways range and is now, these are the areas, our decision points. Let's go to the 15-minute. And again, we have our decision points and our tools, and we can see on Friday, same thing as all the other indices. We did not get that solid bullish momentum, and we did not get that solid bearish momentum. So with the indices on Friday, no swing trades. Okay. So now let's go look at the other symbols that we look at. Now, I like to look at BITO is because I get a lot of people that want to trade Bitcoin for long term and short term. I don't care what asset class, I don't care. It's the same process. They earn the right to trade live. One chart strategy, whether you're position, swing trading, day trading, it's all the same. You have to know, you have to have a proven statistical edge. You have to know your numbers. You have to know what the tools are. You have to know what the bullish momentum, bearish momentum range setups are. And you need to know when you're swing trading, if we don't get clear bullish momentum or bearish momentum above and below the previous range, I'm not trading that symbol for a swing trade that day. Now, we are definitely moving lower left to upper right. We can see, let's put our decision points in right here and right here, right there. These are the last two with a red and green candle up here and here, looking left. So we have our decision points in. Let's go to the 15-minute chart. And again, what did Friday do? And again, also, we can see we're bullish. And now BITO gave you, remember, all you need is one good setup per day. You don't need to overtrade. Again, if there's no trades that day, then there's no trades. Listen, there are going to be days where you have 5 trades or days when you have no trades. Your job is to master what the A setup is and then take advantage and be patient. This is an A setup right here. You got momentum into pullback and pause. Hey, let's go to a 5-minute. Look at that set. You had 2 setups. We went from an inside to an outside day right here, and then you got the retest and rejection, 1 try, 2 try, engulfing. Now, just so we're clear, also on bullish trades, I'm looking for engulfing candles and pin bar. Those are my 2 favorite. I also love when I get dojis into the pin bar and into the engulfing. On the bearish trades, it's the opposite. I'm looking for the shooting star with the wick on top, red engulfing, or the dojis into those 2. And what I love most is when I have a level that gets rejected from my bullish and bearish momentum trade. So this one, or like I said, we get that. Okay. And again, all it takes is 1 trade a day. So if you have, say, 6 to 10 symbols like I do this. This is what I do every day, every Sunday night. I do this during the week on the mornings before the market. Remember, we have our routines. The routines is part of our earn the right to trade live process. Pre-market, remember, we're on the East Coast. So pre-market's between 7 and 8. This is where we build our plan. We look at the symbols to see, we do the same thing. 8 to 12, we don't trade into news and earnings, but 8 to 12 is typically our sweet spot. And we do have some people that like to trade the power hour, which is basically the last hour of the market. So, and then of course we have our post market. As soon as we're done trading, we journal and review, and it's rinse and repeat. Again, if you're part of the earn the right to trade live process, you'll learn all this. But today we're talking about the Trade90X, Watchlist Edge, trading the same symbols. And again, that's what we're doing. So this was a beautiful trade right there. Okay, let's go look at gold. Gold is one of the symbols that I also like to trade. Okay, let's go to the weekly. Again, it doesn't matter what asset class, doesn't matter what symbol. The steps are the same. Number 1, the weekly. What is the main trend? We are moving lower left, upper right. Where are the areas where price has paused? Red and green candles, most recently. Here and here. And price has left the station right here. We have those 3. All right, let's go to the 15-minute or 10-minute, doesn't matter. All right, so now we see we're moving lower left to upper right, and we were bullish. Let's go to the 5 minutes, see a little more structure. And we have our decision points and our tools. And again, whenever we're above or below, here's some other ones you need to learn. Whenever you're above and below, I'm always looking at the weekly, monthly, yearly, and those decision points as very key levels to either as a target or to reject. Okay, now we can see this opened up. Remember, anytime it gaps up, all this is a green candle. If it gaps down, it's a red candle. So this actually gave you a beautiful setup. We got a break and retest at the open. Break and retest off a level is my favorite. Look at that. You had a doji, and then you had this pin bar kind of engulfing candle. That was your setup right there. That was a beautiful, beautiful setup. And anytime you have trend lines, put them in. But that was a beautiful setup. Think about it. We've been trending we've been trending main trend is bullish, short term is bullish. We now have the tools to determine, again, so if the overall market's bullish and now we get a bullish momentum trade above the range, making higher highs, higher lows, what more do you need? So right now on Friday, the indices were useless unless you wanted to day trade them. And then Bitto and gold gave you beautiful trades. Okay, I also trade oil. Let's go see what oil brought. Okay, and remember, the more that you're in sync with the main trend and the shorter term trend, the higher the probability of making money. So here's oil. And just looking at it, you can see we were bullish, we were bearish. We're kind of in a range right here. We rejected here. And let's see, we have a rejection here. Let's just look at the main ones here, right here. All right. So we're kind of in these levels here. These are the areas, again, where price really, again, red and green candles, strong rejection, and took off. We call those decision points. All right, let's go look at smaller time frame using the tools and what's been going on. So you squeeze the chart up, we can see over the last few months since May, we've been in a sideways range, and it looks like last week we were trying to break out. So, okay, again, using the tools. Remember, that's what I love about this process. Everything is back tested. You have a statistical edge. You know your numbers. The tools help you determine whether we're bullish, bearish, or range, or no edge price action. Okay, you have your steps, which I'm showing you. And this is what we do every Sunday, every pre-market, every post-market. I redo the symbols just like I'm doing now to see which one has the most opportunity. And again, if the overall market's bullish, I want the symbols that I'm going to be really focused on that have the main trend bullish short term. Because if I have the main trend and the short term are doing something different, it may work, but it's not going to be as high probability. So like I said, oil's kind of in a range, kind of bouncing, but okay. So now let's go to the 5 minutes. So Friday, you had an inside day, then moved to an outside day. Now, this was a nice setup, but not as nice as Bitto and gold. Okay, and that's something also when you're part of the Earn the Right to Trade Live process, you're going to master when you're going through your replay, your back testing replay. You're going to go through hundreds of charts through using the steps, using our numbers, using the tools, mastering those bullish, bearish range setups, and you're going to really start to learn which ones are better than the others, and that's something that just it's repetition in the charts. All right. Let's go to TLT, and then I'm going to go to some of the stocks. So again, this is once you learn how to do this, you can breeze through this real quick. So again, I'm just doing it slower because, again, I want to show you. So TLT, that's a bond, 20-year bond. I like the treasuries. And you can see we're moving lower left to upper right. We've kind of bounced off here now. Let's see here. So we've got these decision points here. Key one right here. And I'll just put this one down here. These are where price, the red and green candles paused and took off. All right. So now let's go down and let's see what was happening last week. So the last few weeks have been bullish, and then we had kind of a change of personality on Friday. And again, if TLT was something you traded, not the best trade, not the best momentum there. So let me see a 5 minute. I mean, not bad. I mean, it gapped down, and again, we don't have the most bullish bias. So this gave you a break and retest at the open, and definitely gave you a potential trade. Now, one thing I will also tell you, on Fridays, I don't put on new swing trades. So for the swing trading, we put them on Monday and Thursday. And the reason is because, like I said, I don't want to be holding stuff over the weekend right now. I like to trade it during the week and hopefully hit target. All right, now let's go look at the symbols. I'm going to start with Mara just because it's FYI, I do own some of this and trade it. And the reason I am because it's a good Bitcoin miner and it has a lot of movement. All right, so let's read it. Step number 1, we can see, look at this parabol, and take a snapshot of this. Whenever you get something like looks like that, or something like that. That's a smaller version of it. That's parabolic, and usually you have a reversal of trend when you see those parabolic moves. Now, we can see clearly that this area right here, we broke out. I'm just going to put this areas here. All right. So we kind of broke out, and we've been trading in this range from 14 to 34 for quite a while now, since the beginning of 2024. All right, let's go down to 10-minute. So we're kind of in a range. All right, let's see. We have our decision points. We've got our levels. Squeeze the chart up here. What's been going on? And you can kind of see we've been kind of in this range now since the beginning of May. Okay, so now let's go to the tools. And basically we had a fake out breakout, so we did not have the higher high, higher low, and we did not have the lower high, lower low below. So this was not a trade that we would have even thought about regardless. All right, now let's go look at the stocks. Let's go to Tesla. So it's always the same steps. There we go. So look at this. Bearish. We tried to get bullish, and now it's bearish again. So again, we are moving lower left, upper right. Where are the areas where prices paused most recently? The obvious rejections, where green and red candles. Let's put that here. And I'll even put this one here. All right. So we've got some key decision points here. Looks like we're going lower. So let's go and look at the smaller chart. All right. So we can see that over the last few months, we were bouncing off the bottom, upper, lower left, upper right, and then started to get bearish again. All right, let's see what happened here. And this last week, kind of sideways, but looking at it, again, remember this happened on Friday. So for me, if I was trading Tesla, I would have been trading days or scalp. Remember, even though it did break above, I wouldn't have put on a new swing trade on a Friday. But again, we'll be looking at, this is your new high. This is your new low. And again, with Tesla, because of the way it's been trading, I would look at a bullish momentum swing or bearish, but more bearish if we get it, a higher probability. All right, so let's look at Google. Let's go to the weekly. So Google's been bullish. So again, the long trades are going to be more higher probability. We're moving lower left to upper right. It's bullish. Where are the areas where price is paused with the red and green candles? Right here. We're breaking out. Right there. Here and here. Let's go to that 10-minute. And we know that Google has been more bullish in the long term. So remember, try to focus on the main and short-term trend going in the same direction. If you have bullish main trend, it's going to favor taking a long trade. Okay. If you have bearish main trend, then bearish trades for the swing trades are going to be in higher favor. It doesn't mean you can't take a shorter term counter trend trade. Just telling you, trading with the power. Now look what's happened. The last few, this last week or so, we've been bullish, lower left, upper right. Okay. Look on Friday. If we were going to take a trade on a Friday, you had two opportunities to get in for swing trades. These two were your swing trades right there, going with the main trend and short term being above. Inside day back to an outside day tells us bullish momentum. Okay. Amazon. And again, if you trade the same symbols over and over, the nice thing about them being a specialist, you learn these symbols. You know how to trade them instead of just trading the flavor of the week. All right, next. Okay, we're moving lower left to upper right. And you see right here, we're right back up where price kind of broke. So we're at a very key level here right now. All right, so these are the areas. Again, we're moving lower left, upper right. These are the last areas where red and green candles paused and took off. Let's go look at a 10-minute. And what has price been doing? Now it's interesting. So the main trend is up, but the last week or so we've had kind of a bearish, and the price didn't even break out above or below, so there was nothing to trade anyway. Okay, and this is why I love this process, because it lets you weed out what you should and what you shouldn't trade. All right, so again, Apple. Now, Apple, listen, it's been bullish, but it's been in a range for quite a while now. Let's see here. Red and green candles where price is rejected. We bounced off the bottom. Let's put this here and here. So we are now coming into the top of where these decision points, and what do we know about ranges? We want to trade, as you know, ranges, top third, bottom third, nowhere in the middle, fake out breakouts. And again, Apple right now, we really want to see this get above this. All right, so let's go see in the smaller, but remember, these decision points are very important, and we're right near the top. All right, so what's price been doing? It has definitely been bullish. That's the yearly high low of the decision point. And Apple gave you nothing on Friday, gave you nothing. Okay. And that's going to, but remember, you had Bitto, beautiful. Again, if we were trading Monday through Thursday, you had gold and Bitto right there. That's all you need. Okay, you don't need. But again, I look at the Dow, S&P, Russell, Nasdaq. I look at Bitto, gold, oil, TLT, and then I'll look at Tesla, Google, Amazon, Apple, Meta, and Nvidia, and I look at Mara. And these are the ones I recommend that you trade over and over. So Meta, step number one. All right, so I'm going to do Meta and Nvidia, and then we'll end this. And of course, like I said, I hope you're getting value with this. I hope you share this video. Listen, these are the trades, again, that help give you an edge. Everything we do has an edge. Otherwise, you shouldn't be trading it. Everything has a strategy that can be proven. You need to hit me up at hello@trade90x.com and ask questions. You need to book a free call at our Trade90X Instagram page profile. I mean, again, I'm giving you all the resources. Now it's up to you. Again, lower left to upper right. Where was the price? Where price paused the red and green candles and moved away? Right here and here. Okay, we have two very important decision points. Let's go to the 10-minute. Let's see what Meta did last week. So we know that the main trend is bullish, and we've kind of been in a sideways move the last week or two. And again, we had this is what we call no edge price action. When you have choppy, lifeless price action, you have no business trading it. And when you're going through hundreds and hundreds of charts in the earn the right to trade live process, you'll understand, again, mastering the tools with bullish momentum setups, bearish momentum, range setups, and when there's no edge. And when you have no edge, choppy price action, don't even waste your time trading it. Okay, NVIDIA. Okay, let's go to, and remember, this week you have NVIDIA earnings coming out, so on Wednesday, so just be aware. Now, again, what is NVIDIA doing? It's moving lower left to upper right. Yeah, it's had a short-term pullback, but this is what it's doing. Here are the areas now where prices paused most recently and left the station. 756 up to about 975. What do we do with ranges? Top third, bottom third. We do not trade the middle, fake out breakouts until price can break above or below. Okay, let's go to the 10-minute right there. We have the decision points in. We have the previous day's range, weekly, monthly, yearly high. Now, we talked about it. The favored trade would have definitely been bullish. Okay. Now, as I told you, if you're going to take a counter trend trade short, I don't have a problem with it, but make it, because you're a seasoned trader in the earn the right to trade live process. You've had 6 months minimum of consistency. You've mastered, what an edge is, statistical edge. You've mastered our numbers. You've mastered the tools and what bullish, bearish, range setups are no edge. You've mastered what the main trend is in the short-term trend, and you understand that this is counter trend, and that if you take the trade, you're going to take it, but you're going to be one eye open, understanding. But this was a beautiful setup. I mean, literally, this was a beautiful bearish. You got momentum, break, retest, and then just beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful trade. That was your trade right there. But again, on Friday, we don't swing trade, but again, that was a beautiful trade. If you were looking for a swing trade, again, I'm only interested when we have that obvious bullish or bearish momentum above or below. But what does the main trend tell you? If the main trend is bullish, I want to look for bullish trades. Ideally, if the main trend is bearish, I want to look for bearish trades. Now, I can take a counter trend trade like NVIDIA if I'm a seasoned veteran trader. If I'm a newer trader, I'm only taking trades with the trend. All right. So what did we do? Again, this is what we call the Trade90X watch list edge, being a specialist, using the same symbols right here, Dow, S&P, Russell, NASDAQ, BITO, gold. This is Bitcoin, gold, oil, TLT bonds, Tesla, Google, Amazon, Apple, Meta, NVIDIA. And every day on Sunday night, we check the charts using our strategy and tools. Every close of the market, I'm re-looking at these symbols to see which one of these has a setup. And again, also, I looked at the fear and greed index to kind of just look at some things. What is the bias of the market? What is every stock of the market based on the 50 and 200? It's been bullish the last month. What is the main trend? The main trend is bullish, and then using sectors, and the short term is bullish. The committed trader, long term is bullish. Again, the short term is bullish, lower left to upper right, and the long term, and then the short term is moving lower left to upper right. So then we go to the charts again, using the Earn the Right to Trade Live view, and we use all the symbols that we trade over and over, again, using our statistical edge, using our numbers, which I gave you, using our tools, which I gave you, that quickly determine whether we're bullish momentum, bearish momentum range. We're only interested if we have that bullish momentum above the previous day's range or bearish momentum. We know the setups, we know the actual steps. Step one, again, is going to the weekly chart to determine that bigger trend, also determining where the red and green candles are that are most obvious, where price paused and took off. These are what we call major decision points. Step number two, anywhere between, like I said, a 10, 60-minute chart, doesn't matter to me. We look at this to determine what price has been doing over the last few weeks. And then do we have, again, if the main trend is bullish, do we have that bullish setup? If the main trend is bearish, do we have that bearish setup? And again, if we have a bearish setup with a main trend of bullish, it's only for the people in the community that are seasoned, consistent traders that have mastered the process. So with that said, I hope you got a lot of value of our Trade90X watch list edge, being the specialist, trading the same symbols over with our Earn the Right to Trade Live one chart view, swing trading. If you have any questions, hit us up at hello@trade90x.com. Share this video, again, with people you know and need it. And again, when you see it on YouTube, make sure you like it so it works with the algorithm, so I know that you're getting benefit, so it puts us in a position to make more videos for you. Okay, good. I hope you had value, and I hope this watch list strategy is going to be very productive for you.